And welcome back around, everyone, to the Sports Report here on LBTV. As always, I'm your host, Jake Griffith. We've got a lot of basketball news to talk about. The postseason starts this week for women's and men's basketball, so we'll go ahead and start off the show with men's basketball. They took on the number 2 ranked Lions of Freed-Hardeman earlier this past weekend, and we'll bring on Justin Tourneau now to the desk to talk about these highlights that we'll show here in just a second. And Justin, welcome to the desk.
Thanks for having me.
So as we said, Lynx would be taking on the number 2 Lions of Freed-Hardeman coming here to Lynx Arena. Big game for the Lynx. They sit at 18-11 coming into this game and looking for a signature win on the season. Had not defeated any ranked opponents up until this point, as the Lynx looking, like I said, for the huge win this season. We'll pick it up here in the first half of action. And Justin, the first half was really about the aggressive play, the physical play here, as we see Lawson Warren trying to take it to the hole, denied, and then dribbles it off his foot out of bounds. And for the first couple minutes, the Lynx kind of had trouble adjusting to that physical play.
It was Freed, clearly a very talented team, and they have very skilled big men. So, and that's also our strength. So going into that game, we knew it was going to be a battle against them.
See Lawson Warren giving it his all, diving out of play, saving the ball, and then up ahead to Craig. Craig's going to finish around the contact. Great coverage there from Meese, but Craig able to finish All-American for the Lynx. Now we see Ellinger step back 3 here, and Brandon Ellinger had a huge game for the Lynx on senior night.
He did. He shot super well. He went toe for toe with their best shooter and even outplayed him, and that's what we needed him to do.
Now Freed, though, they're down here by 3 at this point. Freed trying to stay in it. Ball tipped around, finally goes in, tipped off the hands of Lawson Warren. And then we see again, Freed secures the board up ahead to Evan Forts. Forts is going to run the break, blow right past Ellinger, and finish off the glass with the finger roll.
He's a super talented point guard, but we contained him pretty well throughout the game.
First half action still here. Forts again burns the Lynx, floater on the way. Then they feed it in down low to Lawson Warren. He goes up, stuffed, goes out of play. Last touch by the Lynx, and Freed-Hardeman going to get it back. And Freed-Hardeman tries to go on a roll here. Ball tipped around again. Rebound secured by the Lions. Tipped up again. Another tip off the mark. And finally the Lynx come up with it. And then very next possession, Freed would get it back as the Lynx would miss the shot. Over top of the key to Meese, and Meese would knock it down for 3.
Yeah, that was only his first 3 and his only 3, and that was big. Brandon did a great job guarding him.
Freed goes on a little bit of a run here as we see a step back 3 here, and we'll pick it up in the second half. Freed trailing by 2 at the break. Now Lynx have it down low. Or excuse me, that's Freed having it down low. Goes up off the glass, tipped back in, and good for the Lions. And they broke the ice to start that second half. And Lynx with the lead, trying to maintain it as we see Deans goes up and around the other side of the basket off the glass. And Deans really showing off the athleticism there on that play.
Yeah, Chris really stepped up and had a great game on offense and defense for us.
And Freed-Hardeman knocking in a 3. Very next possession, Craig's going to take it to the cup. Looked like he got fouled. Lots of contact, no call. Ball thrown away by the Lions, and it goes right to Deans. And again, Deans up and in for the bucket. 2 points for the Lynx. And now Ellinger has it. Ellinger's going to blow right past his man. Goes right to the hole, high off the glass, and in for 2. And again, we see Brandon Ellinger showing off that great speed, great footwork. And then very next possession, Lynx forced the tie-up. Forts is going to throw it out of bounds. And that high-pressure defense for the Lynx forces another turnover.
It was definitely a big turnover. Really got us going there in the second half, and it was just big for us for our momentum.
Now going baseline, Lynx go baseline, blocked away, lots of contact, again, no call. The refs really didn't blow the whistle a lot in this game, but then nice dish from Deans to the backdoor cut to Ellinger. Ellinger's going to finish up and around on the other side of the basket. Now Deans is going to run it, gets fouled, and he'll go to the line, makes both, and really late in the game, it was about the Lynx making free throws.
It was. That has been not our strongest asset throughout the year, but this game we all stepped up to the line and hit him when we needed to.
Craig's going to take it on the break. Euro step around the defender, contact and 1. We see Lawson Warren accidentally throws the towel on the court. The Lynx will be assessed a technical. Craig will go to the line and make the and 1 free throw. And now Craig's going to push it up in transition again, cuts through the lane, and again finishes nicely with the right hand through 3 guys.
Craig is just doing what we needed him to do, and he put the team on his back and carried us to the victory.
Freed-Hardeman trying to get back into it, but they missed little bunnies like that the entire game down the stretch. As now Craig has it. Play of the game right here for Craig Anderson. Rocks his man to sleep. Step back 3. Drops it in from the top of the key. And that would really seal the deal for the Lynx. The dagger. Craig would go to the line later on in the game just to help seal the game with 30 seconds left. He'd make both free throws. Then Ellinger at the line. He'd make 1 of 2. Here's his first make. And again, it goes back to the Lynx trying to knock down these free throws, which they would do en route to an 89-83 win over the number 2 ranked Lions of Freed-Hardeman. Huge win for the Lynx.
It was a huge win at home on senior day. All the seniors played phenomenal, and that was really just huge for our confidence going into the tournament.
Craig would finish with 27 points on senior day, 5 assists, and 6 total rebounds.
Well, Craig did what he needed us to, or we needed him to do, and just carried us to a win.
All right, so Justin, you were at the game. You saw all the events that transpired. Obviously, huge win for Lindenwood Belleville Lynx men's basketball, knocking off the #2 team in the nation. Do you feel like the Lynx can take this momentum and carry it into the postseason to a deep postseason run?
I really feel like we can. I mean, like you said, that game, I mean, that's the #2 team in the country, #1 team in our conference, and we handled them. We played very well and we handled them, so I think that gave us all the confidence that we need in this tournament coming up to know that we can make a run.
Now, obviously, Lynx lost by 20-plus at Freed-Hardeman earlier this season, but they were able to turn it around late in the season, beat Freed at home. What was your biggest takeaway from that game? What was really working for the Lynx in that game against the much higher-ranked Lions?
Well, really, I think it was our defense, our intensity on defense and our help side and our communication, because Freed is very talented at all positions, and to stop them, you need a whole team defensive effort, and I believe that's what we did.
Now, we saw Javon Leamy held scoreless there, had a tough game. What can the Lynx coaching staff do to get him jump-started here in the postseason?
Well, really, for a guy like Javon, I think he knows that that was not his best effort, clearly, and he's going to come to play. And really, the coaches just have to let him play out there and do his thing, and you're going to see a whole different Javon coming into the postseason here.
Lynx will take on the Lyon College Scots right here in Belleville, Thursday, March 5th. That is the quarterfinal round of the AMC men's basketball tournament. Earlier today, I caught up with head coach of the Lynx men's basketball team, Coach Scott Spinner, and to talk about how big this win was against Freed and also the postseason and what to expect here in this AMC tournament. You guys start your postseason play this week, Thursday, March 5th, here at home. You guys will play Lyon College after finding out the winner of the preliminary round. You guys have faced Lyon twice this season. What challenges do they present to you guys as a team?
Well, they present a number of different challenges. They got Ben Wardlow inside. A lot of teams look to double team him. We have in both games attempted to do that, and he's just a really good player. I think if you slow him down, that goes a long way to helping you be successful in the game. But they also have good guards, and they shoot the ball well. So they're a very, very disciplined team, probably the most disciplined team we've seen all season. And so we expect another tough game. The stakes are different in this one. It's win or go home. So we expect them to play really tough, and we will play so as well.
Now, you referenced that winner-go-home mentality right there. How do you, as a coaching staff, how do you approach that with your team in practice and kind of around the team, making sure they know that this is each game from here on out is win or go home?
Well, we talked to them about the mindset of postseason and their thought process. But the conference tournament specifically, we've talked about taking one game at a time, not looking at who you play and who beat who. Look at one game at a time and just try and execute the game plan, go out, play together, do everything we've done all season, execute the details. And if we do that, then you'll survive and move on.
Now, coming off the win against Freed, the huge win against #2 Freed-Hardeman, how do you, as a coaching staff, again, make sure your team kind of comes back down to earth, per se, and focuses on the next game and not have that hangover from the big upset?
I think it's easier when you preach it all year. If you preach, come in and every single day and try to reach your full potential as a player, that's just what we do. After a bad loss, we preach that, and after a good win, we preach that. And so it's the same message over and over. So fortunately, because that's what we teach, we don't have to change our message. Our message is you come in the next day, it doesn't matter really what happened yesterday. You focus on getting better and approaching every game, trying to reach your full potential as a player and as a team.
What does a huge upset like that do for the confidence level of your team going forward, especially this late in the season?
I think it does help confidence. We've played the last 2 games. We played well. We played well against Lyon last Thursday, and then we played well against Freed on Saturday. And so I think it does build confidence. Late in the season, when you're shooting the ball well and playing tough defense and doing the things that you can do to help you in postseason play. When you're doing those in your late regular season games, it makes you feel good and confident going into the postseason.
All right, Coach. Thank you.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds. At highway speeds, that's enough time to travel the length of a football field. Stop the texts. Stop the wrecks.
And welcome back, everyone. This time I'd like to welcome in Coach Reese and Shelby Corman to the desk. And guys, how you doing today?
Good. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for joining us here on the Sports Report. Glad to have you. And so obviously your guys' postseason starts this week, this Wednesday at 7 p.m. here at home, March 4th. You guys will play the number 5 seed Columbia. You guys come in at a 4 seed. What are you expecting from Columbia?
We've seen them play twice this year. We expect to get the same kind of game that we got the first 2 times, where they like to play fast, they like to shoot a lot of threes, and they like to try to post us up. And they crash the boards really well. So we're kind of expecting the same approach tonight. Now
you guys are coming off the loss at home against Freed-Hardeman on senior day this past Saturday. Are there anything, and this can go toward you, Shelby, from a player's perspective that you can take from that game against Freed and apply it to Columbia? Are there any similarities in the 2 teams?
They definitely out-rebound us. Last time we played Columbia, they started with a bigger lineup than they normally did. And all season long, we've been struggling to rebound, which that's something we did against Freed. So against Columbia, we definitely have to rebound better.
Now, from a coach's perspective, Coach Reese, how do you guys, at the end of the day, rebound better? How do you get your guys to get down low and crash the glass?
It's really all about effort. When the ball goes up, you got to be the one that wants to get the rebound. And sometimes it's not that we don't put forth the effort. We just sometimes fall asleep and forget that we need to rebound. We play good defense, and then we forget that the last part of it is, getting the rebound. So we just need to make sure that we're focused and know that if we don't rebound, our season's going to end.
Is there one player from Columbia's team that can really do a lot of damage, like a game-changer type player that they have?
They have two really good players that are going to be tough matchups. One is guard number 3, Aqua, and then their post player number 23. She's really good. She's a tough matchup for us. She's a strong girl, and she's actually their leading scorer. So those would be the 2 matchups that we'll be most concerned about going into the game.
And when it comes down to postseason play like this, and it's almost a win-or-go-home situation, it is a win-or-go-home situation, how tough is that from a coach's perspective and a player's perspective? Is there any added pressure, any added stress to that?
A little bit, because, especially for some of the seniors out there, if you lose, your career's over with. So it definitely motivates you a little more than at the beginning of the season, we can work harder next week, or we'll practice harder tomorrow, but now if you lose, you're done.
The one good thing we got is we got a lot of junior college transfers, and they're kind of used, to the end of the season where it's a one and done. They have the regionals and the junior college level. All our freshmen have been part of the high school where you have the state tournament where you lose and you're done. So the way basketball's set up is a lot of our kids have experience, playing in the one and dones just from other institutions. And then last year, we had a rough ending to our season in the AI conference tournament where we just didn't get it done in the finals. So we have some players that are back from that team, so they kind of have a feel of what it's like to play in the conference tournament.
Now, from your point of view, Coach, you guys joined the American Midwest Conference for the first time this season, as did many other sports. What was the best part about playing in this conference this first year?
I think the best part is just that every game becomes important. You got to win every game. It gives you something to look forward to after the game to see how everybody else did. We didn't have that last year, and the conference is loaded with great teams. We have the number 1 team in the country in our conference, so we got to play them twice, which is a good experience to find out what we need to work on this year and in the future. And then Lions is in there. They're the 15th ranked team in the country, so we got to play a lot of good teams that normally we probably wouldn't have got to play. So it makes it more competitive because 24 of our games matter.
Do you think that being a part of this conference now is going to help you guys positively in the recruiting aspect of bringing in new players, trying to take your program to the next level?
I think it helps being part of the AMC because it's considered to be one of the best women's basketball conferences in the country. So, we're out there, we're competing with some of the teams. William Woods, Columbia. When we first started basketball, we couldn't compete with them. And now we're getting to the level where we can play with them. Now our goal is to get to the next level where we can play with Freed-Hardeman and be competitive with them.
Now, from your point of view, Shelby, it's your senior season. You guys joined, like I said, the AMC conference, which Coach Reese said is widely regarded as one of the best women's basketball conferences. How special was that for you, your last year here as a player, to be part of something that special?
It was definitely really exciting. I was kind of nervous, though, because I knew the teams were a lot more competitive than what we would have played last year, and our schedule was a lot tougher. So we were going to have to work a lot harder, and it was going to be more difficult this year.
All right, so that's all we have, everyone, here for the Sports Report, everyone here at LBTV. I'm Jake Griffith. Thank you guys for joining us here at the desk today. Good luck against Columbia this Wednesday. You can tune in right here on LBTV, channel 989, and also on 89.1 HD3, the link to catch that one, as well as the men's game on Thursday, March 5th. For everyone here at the Sports Report, I'm Jake Griffith signing off. Until next time, everyone.